Hi everybody, welcome to Friday Sews. I'm Alison and this is a recap of quite a busy sewing week. So I've got all together 5 garments to show you that I've made this week. Nothing super complex, but yeah, I think hopefully I'll get it recorded on Sunday. I'm going to do a roundup of what I want to sew at the beginning of September before we go away, so basically next week, and then a couple of things that I'm thinking of for the end of the month, so come back and check that out. But yeah, don't dive out early of this vlog because there's something in there that I wasn't even expecting to make. It just jumped into my plans. So today I'm wearing my Aspen dress from Fabric Godmother. I was in some comfies, but my friend Paula said I'm picking my new car up. It's not long since I had a new car, don't ask. It's got very complicated and it needs to go. So I'm getting a new, not brand new, but a new car for me today. So I thought I would dress up. I think you're right, Paula, it deserves a nice outfit. So I'm sure you're familiar with the Aspen, but that is it by Fabric Godmother. And yeah, so this fabric is 4-ounce denim from Pound Fabrics. So what have I made? Let's go in the red zone first of all. So I bought 5 meters of this fabric from Jess at So Much More with the intention to make a cord set in it, which is where I've gone to. So the first garment I made was these lane pants just here. I won't lift them off because you've seen me make quite a few of them and I have got a picture to drop in. I'm not keen on crepey feeling fabric. This isn't a crepe, but it feels crinkly. And to be honest, when I made the trousers, I did press and it was okay. But when I made the top, luckily, it was the facing and I rescued it. It was fine. So it's a bit iron sensitive. My plan was to make a shirt to go with this, but I'm a little bit nervous about, I think I'd just have to be careful and have it on not too high of an iron and make sure I'm using a Teflon sheet. Once I did that, I was absolutely fine. Whether I get that made next week, I'm not sure. It's not on my radar right now, but it might happen, I don't know. So to go with that, I made an Ashton top. I've got the pattern, have I got the pattern here? The Ashton. I keep saying it's Helen's Closet. I keep saying it's Closet Core, but it's not, it's Helen's Closet. So I've made a few of these. I have got the sleeves pack, but I've not done any with sleeves yet. That might do as we go into autumn. So this is the red one with the facing to go with the lane pants. So I'll drop a picture in now and you can see these together. They do look quite nice. You might be able to tell I'm not as in love as I hoped I would want to be. I think actually the shirt would probably work better with the pants, so I might crack on with that. Come back on Sunday, see if it's made it into my plans for next week, because I can get one of those made in about 3 hours, so it is a possibility. I am at Sawtoon next week, so that might be my project for Sawtoon next Wednesday. So hopefully you'll have seen a little picture of that. They're exactly the same as the other ones that I've made, but isn't it just strange how sometimes you just do something in a different fabric and the vibe's just not the same? What's that all about? I don't know, but 2 cracking patterns. I do like them very much. Yeah, I think I just need to wear it and feel comfortable. Maybe sometimes I think you can try things on a day where you're feeling maybe a bit meh, and so the outfit feels a bit meh, and then you can wear it another day and feel sparklingly gorgeous in it. So don't switch off because I'm going to share another Ashton top with you, which I have literally just finished and pressed, which is this one just here. I need to just get the facing in a little. It's not very exciting for you to see because it's black linen. Don't know how well you'll see that. It's the textured viscose linen from First for Fabrics. I just got 1 meter of it specifically to make this top. It's the one that I've got in royal blue in the top and the trousers, and I just love the floatiness of it, and yeah, it needed to be made up, so that's made up and forms part of the next outfit. I feel like I'm rolling through these fairly quickly today. I'm going to show you the next outfit in a second, but I do want to take a second to share with you that So Virtual, which is my virtual social sewing group, and Sophisticated, which is run by Surrey Sews, are teaming up to do a special sew virtual on Saturday the 4th of October, 7 till 9 p.m. It's all on Zoom. Actual sophisticated event is on the 18th of October, and that's sold out. I do know some people that are going to that. So we're going to do a Zoom one, and Eleanor and Mel from Surrey Sews, who host, or some of the hosts for Sophisticated team, are going to run that session. So I'll introduce it and they're going to host it. So you can wear something. I mean, I'm going to dress up a little bit. It's nice too. You can make something that you're making that you would take to an afternoon tea. It doesn't have to be a garment. People have took like made things to carry food in, that kind of thing. Can be anything, or a bag. So anything really, or you can just come along and sew. You can make yourself some finger sandwiches, a little cake, maybe have a glass of Prosecco or a cup of tea. And it's £5, our normal 2-hour session fee, but all of the fees, all of your tickets will be going to the Lighthouse charity, which Surrey Sews supports. One of the things I think they do is support people who are like needing some help to get into sewing and things like that. So I think it's a really good cause. So check out my Instagram. There is an Instagram post which went out on, what day is it, Wednesday, that has got the information in, or you can message me on Instagram and I can send you a link to book. Actually, I'll put the link to book that specific event in my description box below, which makes it even easier. So there's 25 places and people are already booked. Love to see you there. Okay, so to go with the black garment, I've got some trousers already in this. I think they might be Sowero pants. I made them last year. I've not got a photo of this outfit because it's literally, well, not even just straight off the machine, but straight off the green machine, because I've been putting the poppers on. So it is my second Tamarama shirt, which I've got to say, the other one was a toile and I am wearing it, but I absolutely love it in this black and white fabric. So you can see I've just done these little snaps, which work for me instead of metal snaps, and I could have put buttons and buttonholes in it. I'm perfectly capable, but I'm loving the green machine, so anything I can is getting riveted, snapped, poppered, what can I say? So you might recall when I made the previous one, I had a problem with the collar. So the collar stand was bigger than the actual neck. So I had to free up some fabric from the shoulder seams to make that big enough to fit that in. So I did ask, and you did come back to me. Some of you said you'd had a similar problem. Some of you said you'd had no problem. So I was a little bit flummoxed. And I did get the Cali shirt printed from Closet Core, but it was printed in the wrong size. So I've now got that and I've cut the paper out. But while I was waiting for that, I thought, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it again. So I made the same adjustment on the shoulder as I did last time, went to put the collar on, didn't fit, went back to the pattern and made it as per the pattern here, and this time it fit. So I had obviously done something wrong with the collar last time. I don't know what. I've used exactly the same pattern pieces. I'm not going to worry about it, but I'm relieved because I will make a Cali shirt. But I like the sleeves on this. I like the curve, the hem on it. Yeah, I love everything about it, and I'm just pleased that I've done another one, because it could have completely put me off doing the pattern. It's got you can do an inverted pleat, or you can do it the other way, which, well, I think that's an inverted pleat. I don't know. It's got a pleat in the back. You've got a yoke here, but I think it looks fabulous in this fabric. In fact, I think I prefer it more in this in the shirt, the fabric, than I even do in the trousers. So my plan is to wear it open for Coldplay on Sunday night with this vest top, because it's quite warm. So wear the shirt loose with this over, and then I can put a little bag under the shirt across me, and my pants, my trainers, jump up and down with my flashy wristband on and my moon glasses, which are a new thing for this part of the tour. I can't wait. So by the time, no, you're watching this on Friday. Friday's Abba Voyage. No, I'm not going in white crimpline to Abba Voyage. I do keep threatening Carl and saying, making those outfits. He knows I'm not. I don't know why I keep saying it, really. So that shirt is the Tamarama set, which comes as trousers, but I just think it's funny that when I printed it out, it didn't print the trousers, because the trouser pattern's fairly similar to the other ones I've got, so I had no intention of making it. It was like the printer new. It's very oversized. I sized down by 2 sizes in it, so I did, what size did I make in it? I can't even remember. Have I got it circled? No. No, I haven't got it circled. Whatever size I made in it, I went, oh yes. Right, so here's the inches. Sorry, I'll tune in a bit. So it should have put me in a 3X, which is a 44-inch bust, but I made the 1X because of the amount of ease that's in it. And there's still plenty of ease in it, but it's nice. It's like you want it a bit loosey-goosey, don't you? If you, where's that even come from? Loosey-goosey? Who said that? I don't know. So I'm really, really pleased with this. So last Thursday, I went to meet one of my sewing friends, Julie, down at Darlington. She lives nearby, and we went for coffee. I think we had coffee for 4 hours. We had 2 coffees and a scone, but it was lovely because I've not seen her for probably about 2 months because she's been away on a canal holiday with her vintage featherweight machine on that trip. So it was lovely hearing all about her adventures. We didn't go into Boys, but we did go into another fabric shop in Darlington, but I can't remember the name of it. And Julie did warn me, it's quite full. That's an understatement. I found it a bit overwhelming. I found it even more overwhelming when the light went out and we're in this back bit with fabric like floor to ceiling. Yeah, I'll put a picture in. This isn't a criticism of the shop, because the shop has shed loads of stuff in and they do sell online, so don't come back to me in the comments. But I'm somebody who struggles in TK Maxx in the UK, and I struggled a bit in the shop. However, I did make a purchase. Now, if you've been around for a little while, you may well recognise this fabric because it's a Tilly and the Buttons fabric. And when I first started sewing, Tilly had a fabric range, all of which were very nice. I didn't buy at the time. It was probably pricier than I was paying when I was kind of learning the ropes with fabric. And I spotted it and I kept going back to it in the shop. I didn't go with any intention to really look for any specific fabric. So this caught my eye and I thought, yeah. So I was going to buy a metre because I was going to make a near t-shirt in it. But I was like, will I get a near out of a metre? And I couldn't really see the width of it and I was a bit overwhelmed, as I said. So I got a 1.5 metres, and when I got it home, it's 150 wide. It's not on the website. I have had a look and I can't really see it available anywhere else. So I thought, I wonder if I can get a sweatshirt out of it, because it was a bit chilly last week and I had a sweatshirt on with my jeans for a couple of days. So I went to, I'd had a Drew sweatshirt on, which I love, the Tilly and the Buttons Drew, but then I put a pink sweatshirt on, which I made last year, which is the Italia Brunette Le Hoodie, but I make it without the hoodie. And you know what, I've decided that's probably my favourite sweatshirt pattern. For my chest size, it looks like it doesn't fit, but it is quite oversized. So I make it in the largest size in the range and it's grand. I really like it. So I did indeed have enough fabric to make the sweatshirt out of it. So I just put some ivory coloured, what's it called? I was going to say ribbing. I'm too in my bag zoned. On the neck, the cuffs and down the bottom. And I did try it on with a skirt that I've also made this week, but that's going into my skirt vlog that is going to be coming up fairly soon. And so I've cropped it off to show you this picture so you don't see too much of the skirt. But what I'm thinking is, because this is a cotton jersey, it's not as thick as sweatshirt fabric, so for that transitional period that we're about to go into in the UK, as a sweatshirt, it'll be a nice level of warmth before I go into those really thick, cosy winter makes, you know, the ones I mean. So yeah, that I'm really pleased with it actually. I think it was £11 a metre or something like that, and I got 1.5 metres, so what's that, about £16. And I'm pleased with how I've lined the stripes up and everything that's on it. One of the sleeves I got on, I think it's that one's almost and one's perfect all the way down, but I mean, you know, I'm not too worried about that. And if the stripe inspection police are on there, that one's spot on, the other one just goes slightly out as it goes down. But yeah, overall I'm really pleased with it. So 5 things I've shown you, another one I've made. That's the most I've made in a week for a very long time. I'm feeling quite tired now, I've got to say, but I'm really pleased with everything. Let me pop that down. And I have made a pattern purchase, and I have got some fabric on the way, which I'll share with you. The fabric won't arrive for Sunday, but I'll share the pattern that I've got in my plans. I mean, the girls on Sew Virtual just been laughing at me today because I really, really, really want to shop my stash. Not because I don't want to support any fabric businesses or anything like that, but I would like to reach a point where I've got my stash more reduced, which is going to take a while because this here is all summer fabric. I know I keep saying this. Well, it's not summer fabric, but it's more summer colours. So, but I would like to reduce my stash down more. So I'm wanting to make something. I choose a fabric and either go and buy it or order it, and it's kind of more of a immediate make. Because I think what happens is we have lots of pretty things, but then another pretty thing comes out and those pretty things get pushed back a bit. So when it comes to next summer, I want to prioritise the things that are on the shelf. Now, the girls are all laughing at me because they know that I'm going to buy. And of course I'm going to buy. But in terms of winter fabrics, I've got 2 French terries and a jersey. I've got 2 denims and a twill. They're my main sort of winter fabrics up there. And then most of these are viscoses, and I've got quite a bit of bag fabric. You might be able to see I've got some rolls of vinyl here. I'm not saying I want to get rid of having a stash completely, but I do want to try to take it down. I mean, it's not excessive, but I want to try and take it down a bit. So the only things that aren't in there are scraps that I've got left over that are in a drawer that I use for bag linings and things like that. That's it. There's nothing hidden anywhere else. I have to make it clear, I'm not judging anybody for the amount of fabric they have in their stash. I just feel like I'd like to get, you know, if you go shopping, I can't really remember what that's like. It's that long since I've really done a mega ready to wear, you know, day out where you buy a few things. But, you know, if you buy ready to wear, you sort of get something, it's very immediate and you can be wearing it. And I'd like to more get to that point. But when I show you fabric that I've bought, don't kind of shout at me in the comments and go, I thought you were shopping from your stash, because I'm going to try. Heather this morning made a good point. She said the last time she had a bit of a splurge was when Lady McElroy had a fabric sale around the Queen's funeral, which is 3 years ago. She said she has bought some bits, I think, since then, but not major. And she said she always tries to think, that's pretty, have I got something in my stash that I could use, like, I can't remember exact words, that's very similar to that, or I could use instead of that. And that's, I think I need to engage brain before instant click, because it's just too quick, isn't it? But yeah, I've said all of that and probably won't happen, but I'm going to give it a go. Let's see what happens. So I'm not on a fabric ban, just on a try to shop my stash. So I'm going to check out and edit this and then head and pick my car up and then get the train to London tomorrow. So when you're watching this, I'll already be there. Excited. And I'm recording on Wednesday. You'll see this on Friday. And as I say, I'm going to record. I'll probably do it now. I'll probably have the same dress on. I'm going to record plans because it's already in my stash up. I know what I'm going to do. So I'll catch you on Sunday. Take care and see you soon.